Welcome to Breakfast with Spaniels with Dr. Judy Morgan.
Try again.
Remember, you can purchase all of Dr. Morgan's products at her website at www.drjudymorgan.com. Now it's time to sit back, relax, and enjoy the show.
Get ourselves back to pre-vacation numbers.
Okay, well, notice there's no squeak in the microphone. Hugh greased up the microphone, but now it won't stay over there. So, but we have no squeak, so except my chair. So, welcome back to New Jersey. It's a beautiful day, so that's a good thing. But it's very sad to not get up in the morning and first thing hold little Sarah. So, I wanted to talk a little bit about being a good house guest because we would love to be invited back to spend as much time with family as possible. And in order to do that, you have to, one, I guess, not overstay your welcome, and two, be helpful and not a hindrance while you're there, because close quarters can get kind of under people's skin. And luckily, we all get along really well. And we're sort of workaholic, workhorse type people. So it was really simple for us to kick into high gear and just help out. But one of the things is we travel with our 3 dogs. And unfortunately, when you have rescue dogs, and frankly, Shayna was not a rescue dog. She was a pet store puppy, very poorly bred, puppy mill dog, which is why she has so many issues, spinal issues, scoliosis. She's a train wreck. But our dogs, we have no carpet in our house, and they're trained to use pee pads. Unfortunately, when they see carpet, they also say, "Ooh, a big pee pad." And so that can be a huge problem when you go to visit someone who has carpet. So our dogs, we take Piddle wraps with us, the ones that we have on the website. We have boy wraps and girl diapers. And if our dogs go into Gwen and Brandon's house, they are wrapped from the instant they step foot in the door, because as soon as they see her carpet in her living room, they go, "Oh boy." And Gwen has 2 female dogs who are very well house trained and would never have an accident in the house. They're awesome. But because there's the smell of other animals there, of course, the boys think that they should be more, especially since there's girl animals, they think that they should be marking things. So we just know with our own dogs, we take pee pads with us and we take diapers with us. Now, luckily for us, we park our RV. We bring our own house, and we park our RV in their driveway. And they were kind enough to put in a 50-amp plug for us so we can plug in. We use their hose to fill up our water tank, and we were in their driveway for 10 days. And we were pretty conservative with our water, but we did not fill up our black tank or our gray tank. And we actually had to put water back in the clean tank twice. But our dogs, so that they're not overstaying their welcome, they're not getting on the furniture, they're not in the way with a bunch of people in a small house and a bunch of animals. We're lucky because we bring our own house and the dogs are quite comfortable staying in the RV. They're actually more comfortable there. They get a little anxious in a different environment. So they were able to sleep out there with us and we wrap them. But traveling with your pets, you've got to keep these things in mind. So if we're staying at a hotel, we take crates with us and we take pee pads with us and we take wraps with us because we never want our animals to be responsible for causing a problem in a hotel. It's hard to find sometimes hotels that will accept pets, and if we go in there and we let our pets chew on things, we let our pets pee on things, we let our pets be muddy or dirty all over the bedspreads and things, the hotels pretty soon will say, we're not going to do this. We stayed at a beautiful resort out in western Pennsylvania when we went to Falling Water years ago, and I guess we didn't have the RV. We had been to a horse show out there to watch Gwen ride in college, so it was a while ago. And it was a rainy, muddy day, and our dogs were just the most disgusting mud balls. And so we walked into this beautiful resort where they allowed pets with two muddy, disgusting, like the back seat of our car was full of mud. And so we walk in, we're muddy, the dogs were muddy, and I thought for sure they were gonna say you can't even do this. They were so gracious, and they had a pet resort there as well, so they gave us gift bags, and in the gift bags were some dog shampoo and some really good treats and things. So we instantly carried those dogs upstairs and washed them, and then I cleaned the bathroom after we washed the dogs to make sure that we weren't leaving a mess behind for somebody else. But you really, really, if you're going to travel with your pets, and particularly if you're going to someone's house, make sure that they're not going to cause problems. If you have a dog that chases cats and where you're staying has cats, it's up to you to control your dog and not let them chase the cats. My sister's dog thinks it's fun to chase our cats. She says he wants to play, and I know he would not hurt them, but our cats don't think it's fun. So when she comes to visit our cats, vamoose, we don't see them. One of them hides under the basement steps and will only come out in the middle of the night when it's really quiet in the house. And our pet sitter brings her little dog, and she stayed here with Shotzi and took care of the horses and chickens. And her little dog lives with a bunch of cats, so he's excellent. But our cats don't know that, so they're still a little on edge until he's been here for a couple of days, and they figure out that he's not going to bother them. What do we do about the barking? Our pets don't bark. They really don't. We put them in the motorhome and they just go to sleep. Can use the P wraps reverse any progress made with potty training? I don't think so. I mean, Stewie pees in his P wraps quite often because he really likes to. As a matter of fact, he wears a P wrap in the house here most of the time because he's an unneutered boy and he still thinks that he needs to mark his territory for whatever dumb reason. It's a dog thing. It's a boy dog thing. So we use the P wraps for him even at home. And yes, and use the belly bands if your dog marked, and always take an extra sheet to put on top of the bed. Yeah, if your dogs are going to sleep, we use our piddle pads. We carry those with us, so we'll put those down and have the dogs sleep on the piddle pads. And if they get up on the sofa, we put a pad down. Actually, all of our dogs need baths. North Carolina has very sand. It's a mixture of sand and clay and a lot of pine needles and things that stick to dogs. They're filthy. So we need to wash dogs. And I did wash the dogs before we went because I wanted to go with clean dogs. Just didn't last very long. So, and for Stewie, he gets carsick. So we tried a lot of the natural things. We have Safe Journey Flower Essence on the website. We have Travel Anxiety by Homeopath on the website. You can try ginger cookies. You can try lavender sprays. There's one of those on the website as well. But Stewie, boy, he gets carsick by the end of the driveway. So he actually gets a dose of Serenia. When we went down, we gave it to him the night before because it lasts for 24 hours. Coming back, I forgot the night before. We did it in the morning, and he was fine all the way home. So we had no problems with fleas. Gwen doesn't have a problem with fleas in her yard or her house. We did not take the dogs out to the farm property because the grass is over their heads. But I can say we were traipsing through that tall grass every day we were down there, and no ticks, which was just phenomenal. Just phenomenal. So I was really happy with that. Mosquitoes were an issue, but they're an issue here right now because of all the rain. So did bath time outside this week. Yeah, it was warm down there, but I loved every minute of it. So your family won't allow you to bring your well-behaved, house-trained boy you live an hour away, and then they get mad because we need to leave to let him out to potty. Well, yeah. So how often do we bathe our guys? When they get smelly, which is every couple of weeks, frankly. The boys pee on themselves. They lift their hind leg and pee on their front legs most of the time. And let me tell you, I keep everything around that area on their belly clipped down so there's no long hair there for them to pee on. But they start to smell. And Shayna leaks urine sometimes, so it's not often and you can't predict it. And she squats very low to pee, so if her feathers are getting long at all, which, part of the reason you have a Cavalier is to have these beautiful flowing feathers, but then they pee all over themselves. So this morning Shayna was moving around on our bed because they all sleep with us, and I said, you got a bit of an odor going there, honey, even though you had a bath a couple weeks ago. So this is why you love owning a Class B RV. The colder the RV, the sounder the dogs sleep. The fleas are just about bomb-proof here in North Carolina this year. They don't take the hint. Well, we had no problems. Thank goodness. Thank goodness. So hopefully we won't later on. Okay, we got to finish unpacking Bo and doing laundry and washing dogs and go to the farm stand to get some food. Place some online orders, pay some bills. All that fun stuff when you come home. When there's 10 days worth of mail sitting on your desk. Fun stuff. What do I do about leaky dogs? Leaks no more. Works really well for a lot of dogs. Otherwise, we use Chinese herbals based on their constitution. I am not a fan of Pro-In. I'm not a fan of... Somebody told me the other day their dog got a shot of something. Some people use estrogen, but you got to be really careful with that. So I always try to go the natural route first.